Alrighty, so we're going to distribute today, which is like a huge skill. So like you're gonna multiply each term on the outside by the parentheses number on the inside. One of the hardest things is like watching your signs. So just make sure you keep be aware of that, okay? So the A on the outside is going to go to each term on the inside, okay? So you often see like people draw these arrows. So this is going to be AB plus CA or AC. Okay, so AC. So I want you to know too that it doesn't matter if you do like CA or AC, it's still like A times C or C times A, which is the same thing. Okay, so for this one, you're going to do A times B, which is AB, okay, minus CA. Okay. So it says a candy shop, a group of 3 friends. Okay, so that's why I put the 3 out here. So they each bought 2 bracelets, 3 gummy worms, and a lollipop. Okay, so you have like these variables to represent these different things. So if 3 friends bought all of these things, then how many did they buy total, right? So I know that total, each person bought a lollipop, right? There's 3 of them. So 3. And then what's understood to be next to the P is 1, right? So this is going to be 3, okay, times 1. And this is, sorry, I'm going to get a different color. Okay, so that's going to be 3P. And then plus, so each one got 2 bracelets, and 3 of them, so we know that's 6. That's because we're going to do 3 times 2. All right, so this is going to be 6 bracelets. And because there was 3 gummy worms, right? Each person brought 3 gummy worms is 3 people. So that's going to be 3 times 3. And that's going to give you 9 gummy bears, okay? All right, so it says for 1 to 3, apply the distributive property. So you're going to do 8 times 2G, which is 16G. And then for this next one, you're going to do 8 times negative 9, okay? Or just 8 times 9. So you're going to keep that subtraction sign there, and it's going to be 72. Now, I cannot combine these, just like I couldn't combine these. This represents a lollipop, bracelets, and gummy bear. They're all different terms. They all, like, mean something different, okay? So for this next one, a negative times a positive is a negative. So I'm doing negative 65D plus, I'm sorry for that, this looks so crazy. Negative 55. All right. Or you can write it as negative 65D minus 55, okay? The next one, this is negative 4 times negative 1M, right? A negative times a negative is a positive, okay? So that's going to become 4M. All right, and then this is going to become, you're going to look at this 2 A's. I can circle that, and that's negative 4 times negative 8, and that becomes positive 32. Or, okay, if you didn't look at it that way, you could multiply. So you do negative 4 times 8, okay? So that would be minus negative 32. All right, and then you see how you got that double negative, okay? So a negative times negative is a positive. You could also look about it like keep, change, and then flip. So either way, it's going to be like you're adding 32, okay? The next one says to draw a connecting line with, like the stuff, okay? So, let me see. Okay. So we got 4 times 2x, right? So I know it's either, this is 8x, so this is going to be this one right here or this one right here. And then I'm doing 4 times 3, and that's 12, so I know that that is going to go here. How come it's not writing? So weird. Okay, let's see. These two to go together. that means these two go together, right? This negative 4x, right? Plus 3, okay? Plus negative 4 times 3, which is negative 12. And this is negative 4 times 2x, that's negative 2x. And then I got that negative basically times that negative, and I get a positive. So it's that one, okay? For this one, number 5, it says simplify. So you have negative 8 times 4y. So it's negative 32y. And then when I subtract 5, this is going to be negative 5 times negative 8. So that's going to be positive 40. Next one, I have 12.5 times 3. So when I do 12.5 times 3, I'm going to get 37.5. Okay, so it's 37.5. And these are just two, like positive numbers. And then when I do 12.5 times 2, I get 25. So it's going to be 25W. The next one is half, taking half of 6m plus 10. Half of 6 is 3, so this is going to be 3m, and then half of 10 is 5, so it's 3m plus 5. All right, so the next one, a little bit more complicated, so we got 2/3. So when we're multiplying fractions, we want to be careful with that, because I'm basically multiplying like 3/1 here, which I'm pretty sure you can do this well, so I'm not worried about it. Multiply across, so 2 times 3 is 6/3. And so basically that's going to become 2, right? So this is going to become 2f. And then if I do 2/3 times 12, that's going to become 24/3. So that's going to be 8. All right. And then if I do, so I've distributed to here, and then I've distributed to here. So I'm done distributing. So then I have this f over here, right? So I have to combine that with like terms, okay? So this 2f and that f are like terms, okay? So basically this is going to become 3f plus 8, okay? 3f plus 8. The next one is, oops, oh my God, I'm sorry. You got 3/4 x plus, so we got 3/4 x out here. I can't do anything with that. I'm doing 2 times 9, that's 18. And then I'm going to subtract 2 times 1/4. And so that's going to be 2/1 times 1/4. And that is going to be 2/4, which is going to reduce to 1/2. And then I'm going to leave this x here. So now I need to combine like terms. So this negative 2/4 that I have here, I got to combine it with 3/4 x here. So this is going to be 18, because I can't combine that number with anything else. There's no other like term for that one. Minus 1/4. Oh, plus. 3/4 x minus 2/4 x is 1/4 x. So sorry. This thing is so it's like a little delay. So I'm really sorry. I hope it doesn't show up on the actual video. Okay. So this one I'm doing negative 10 times 3.25c. So I'm just moving the decimal over, okay? Maybe I'll type and that'll be better. I don't know. So when I do this, I'm going to move the decimal over once. So this is going to become 32.5c. And then I'm doing negative 10. This is negative. So I got negative 10 times 3.25. So I got negative 32.5c. So now I'm going to add. Now I'm doing negative 10 times of 5.5. So that's going to be negative 55. Because again, I'm just going to move the decimal over. And because I have distributed, I'm taking away those parentheses. And so I have minus 20. So you can see that 55 and 20 are like terms, okay? And so that's negative 55 minus 20. Or you can say it's negative 55 plus negative 20, okay? So when I combine these, my answer is I'm still gonna have that 32.5C, but I'm going to be adding negative 75, or you can write it as negative 32.5C minus 75. The next one, okay, so I'm not going to do anything with this 13 yet. So now I'm going to it's going to be 13 minus, so I do 0.25 times the quantity of 4G plus 6, okay? So at this point, you may want to start rewriting these as like keep change flip so that you know that this is negative, okay? Because you have to distribute that negative to each term, okay? So you're doing negative 0.25 times 4, okay? Which is like negative 1/4 times 4, which is just 1, okay? So this is going to become negative 1G, and you can just put G, like it's the same thing. And then I'm also going to do negative 0.25 times 6. And so then I'll get plus negative 1.5. Okay, so my like terms are going to be 13 and negative 1.5. So when I combine those together, I get 11.5, okay? Because the 13 is bigger than the negative 1.5, and it's positive, so it's going to overtake the problem. And then I'm going to subtract 13 minus 1.5, and then I just bring down that negative G, or negative 1G that I have. Right. So for this one, it says simplified expression for the area. So what we got going on here? So we got 20 times this, right? Okay. So when I look at 4 2/5, I'm going to rewrite that as we wrote it as a fraction. So I did like 4 times 5, I got 20 plus 2 is 22, and I was like, no, what grade level do I think I'm doing? So I just rewrote it as a decimal, so I got 4.4. So 4.4 times 4 times 20 is 80. So 4.4 times 20 is 88. Okay. So I know like that's going to become 88x, and then I'm also have to do 20 times negative 5. Now, honestly, like I have to go back and look at my work because like I make mistakes too, and forgot to multiply 20 by negative 5. A lot of that has to do with the fact that like I'm having a hard time with my my pencil here, like writing, or else I would have like written this all out again. But I'm having some, anyways. Nevertheless, I'm still having an issue here. Okay. Okay, great, perfect. So back to here. Okay, so I'm going to say that my answer is 88. And then it's going to be minus, 88x, excuse me. And then minus 100. That represents that 20 times 5, okay? I could also write this as, 88x plus negative 100. And it says, Mrs. McKinney asks her students to create an expression that includes a distributive property and simplifies to negative 10x plus 20. So, let's see. Is this right? So, journey. So, you got negative 2 times negative 5x is negative 10x, and 2 times 10 is 20. Get it, journey. Okay, so for chi, you did a negative times a negative, and that's a positive. Okay, and then he did negative times a positive, that's negative, so that's not right. Chi, that's kind of like the inverse of that. And so Louise took out a 5, so we got 5 times negative 2x, so that's negative 10x, and then we got 5 times 4, okay, which is 20. So Louise is right, and Germany, okay. Moving down here, okay. So in order to have like terms, so what I want you to do is pause it because I'm just going to project the answers and go over it really quickly. So yeah, so go ahead and pause it and then solve all of the problems, and then I will, like when you come back, I'll go over all of them. All right, so number 1, in order for terms to be like terms, they must have the same variable and the same exponent. So like if you have, let's say you have 2a and 2a squared, like those are not like terms, okay? Number 2, which of the following is an example of a set of like terms, okay? So this is 19y and then this is 19. So that's just a number and then that's y. So that's not it. These are all x's, okay? So they don't have to have the same coefficient. Like this is 18, this is -1, this is 21. So they don't have to be the same coefficient. That variable has to be the same, and they're all basically to the first power. This one, so we got a number, and this one has a variable, so they're not like terms. And then this is x, this is y, this is xy, all different, okay? Which is the correct simplified version of this expression? So 5 times -9 is -45x. So then you could have canceled out a and d. And 5 times 15 is 75. So let's see which is the correct simplified. -7 times 2x is -14x. And then -7 times, like basically -3, okay, is +21. Okay. 5 through 8. So if you do 3 over 2 times 4, all right, you should get 6 because you get 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 6f. And then you do 10 times 3. -10 times 3 is -30. Divided by 2 is -15. For this one, we're going to leave this k right here, okay? We're taking a third of 42, which is 14. And then we're taking a third of 48, which is 16. Okay, so then I take this 16k and I add it with this 1k and I get 17k. Okay, the next one is 9n. Can't do anything with that till the end, till you're done. This 13, you gotta wait too. So you got 18 times 2, that's going to become 36n, right? And then I have 18 times 6 or -6. So this becomes -72. No, it doesn't. It's bigger than, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. 18 times 4 is 72. 18 times 5 is 90. 18 times 6 is 8. So you have that 36n that we got from here, and we add that with the 9n, and we get 45n. And then we have that -108 plus 13. Okay, I know my answer is going to be negative. The signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. And 108 minus 13 is 95. This one I'm going to do 8.5 times 4, which is 34. And then 8.5 times 3h. I get 25.5h. And then I subtract this 1h, so I get 24.5h. Jules wrote an expression below, but the first term got erased. If the expression simplifies to -46x plus 18, find the missing term. Ooh, so spicy. Okay, so this one was -2. And so let me come. I think I'm going to show my work for these on another page. Okay, so what I did was I distributed that -4. So I got -4, like times 12x. So I got -48x. And then I got -4 times -5, which was 20. I had the 2x on the outside. I combined like terms, the 2x and the -48x. I got -46x. And then I had 20. But the question was, they got -46x, which is, I got that. And it says +2, so that means I need to add like a -2 or plus like a -2 to make this turn into 18. Then the last problem, it says write a simplified expression for the area of the rectangle. So I'm doing 4 and 1/6 times 12x. Okay, so first I did 4 times 12, which is 48. And then I did 1/6 times 12, which is 2. And so I just combined those together and I got 50x. Okay. So for my next part, I did 4 times -6 and I got -24. And then I did -6 times 1/6, which is -1. Those together, I get -25 inches squared. Don't forget the inches. Okay, you're amazing, Flo. Sorry this was so long. I hope it was helpful. When I don't use Polypad, it's really hard for me to write on my screen, so I'll keep that in mind for next time. Okay, bye.